There is a question that I keep coming back to over and over, and it is this. If history is such a great teacher, why do we as human beings keep failing the same lesson when it comes to war? See, because we say we remember, we say we honor the dead, we say we have seen enough pain by now to know better. We build monuments, we build memorials, we write books. We say never, never again. And yet, again and again, we find ourselves here. Different century, different borders, different flags, but the same grief. And I think one of the most haunting things about war is this: that people who start it are really the ones who carry the heaviest weight of it. No. See, because war is often born in rooms of power, but it dies in the bodies of ordinary people. War begins in speeches, in strategies, in ego, in fear, in the language of necessity, defense, justice. But then it leaves those rooms and enter homes. It enters the homes of a mother, the mind of a child, the body of a father. It entered the future of a family that will never be the same again. And maybe that is what we still have not learned. That war never stays where it starts. People talk about war like it is political. But for the people living through it, who are experiencing the pain, it is personal. It is the phone call that never came, the chair at the table that stays empty, the child who flinches at the sound for the next 20 years, the person who survives but never truly returns. And still, humanity keep repeating the same pattern. Why? Maybe because every generation convinces itself that this time the reasons are justified, that this violence is necessary, that this suffering is unfortunate but unavoidable. And that is what makes war so dangerous. Because war is not always driven by obvious evil. Sometimes it is driven by people who are absolutely convinced that they are right. And once people are convinced that their cause is pure, they can become blind to the human cost of their method and strategies. History has shown us this over and over again, that before people are destroyed physically, they are stripped of their dignity first. We change the language. We stop saying people. We start saying things like enemy, threat, problem, collateral. And once the dignity of humanity disappears from our eyes, violence starts sounding reasonable. And even when war comes to an end, it does not really end at all. The bombs may stop. The guns may go quiet. But war, it keeps living in people, in trauma, in grief. in memory, in fear, in children who were never on the battlefield but still grow up under its shadow, the pain and the anguish. So when we talk about war, we are never just talking about a moment. We are talking about generations. And maybe the deepest tragedy is this. We keep thinking that war begins with weapons. It does not. It begins in pride, in fear, in greed, in humiliation, in the refusal to see another person's humanity. That is where war begins. Not first on land, not first in the sky, but in the human heart. So maybe the lesson is not simply that war is bad, but maybe the lesson is this: human beings are still capable of normalizing devastation when it serves their pride and their ego. That we are still capable of calling destruction necessary when it benefits our own side. And that we are still skilled at grieving our own dead while ignoring the humanity of someone else. And that is why history keeps repeating itself, because it is easier to study war, right, than to confront that part of us that makes war possible in the first place. And I think the question is no longer whether history has taught us. It has. The question is whether we are willing to learn what it is actually saying now. And that is that peace is not weakness, that restraint is not cowardice, that empathy is not softness, that seeing another person's humanity, even in conflict, may be one of the strongest things a human being can do. Because if we do not learn that, history will keep speaking in the language of graves. And that may be the most devastating failure.